Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be discussing Latry, that is altogether worship or praise. This Latry has been originated from the Greek language, where Latry means praise or worship over there. Let's look into the different words that can be formed by using the word called as Latry. First one, Angelolatry. Now what is this Angelo? Angelo is altogether, we have angels. So we know who are these angels, right? Yes. Worshipping angels can be generally considered as Angelolatry. We have Angelolatry. Now if you love angels, that can be Angelophile. Phile is altogether love over here. So angel is the angels. Now second word, Bibliolatry. Now what is this biblio? Whenever if you come across a word called as biblio, the literal meaning is books. And if you worship books, that can be worshipping books, that is bibliolatry. For example, I said a person has fear of books. For example, bibliophobia. Now what is this bibliophobia? Phobia is fear and biblio is altogether books over there. A person who has fear of books can be considered as bibliophobic person. Next word, cynophobia. Now what is this cyno here? And whenever if you come across cyno, that's altogether Latry. That means cyno means dogs over here. Now we have Latry over here. Latry can be the worship. Now worshipping dogs can be generally cynolatry here. If you love dogs, we can consider it as cynophile. And if you hate dogs or if you have fear of dogs, we can call it as cynophobia. Next word, hagiolatry. Now what is this hagio? Hagio means the monks or saints. Okay, so latry means altogether worship over here. So if people worship the saints or monks, that can be generally considered as the hagiolatry. So worshipping the saints or monks. Generally, all over the world, there is a custom that they generally worship the saints or the monks over there. Now, worshipping saints. For example, I said hagiophile. Hagiophile is altogether love for saints. Okay, love for the saints altogether. Next word, we have demonolatry. So what is this demono? So whenever demono has come, the literal meaning would be devils. For example, if demo, demo has come over there, the literal meaning can be people over there. So demonolatry, devils, latry is altogether worship over there. So worshipping devils, will there be any people who will be worshipping devils? Yes, there would be one sect of people where they would be worshipping altogether the devils over there. Okay, let's look into the next set of words. So we have idolatry. Now what is this idolatry? So we know idols. So what are these idols actually? Idols are the statue of gods. Now we have idols, that's altogether idol. In many religions, they have a custom of worshipping the statue of their god. That's altogether worshipping idols over here. Next word we have heliolatry. Now what is this helio? In our school days, we learned a theory called as heliocentric theory, geocentric theory. Now what is this helio? Helio is sun, geo is earth. Here heliolatry means worshipping. In many religions there is a custom of worshipping sun over as a god. See the next one, necrolatry. Now what is this necro? Necro, this word generally means the dead. So we have a disease called as necrosis. Necrosis is a disease which is primarily a plant disease where the stem would be affected by this particular some bacteria or virus, and that leads to the death of the plant over there. Now that can be the worshipping the dead over there. That's altogether the necrolatry. Next we have ophiolatry. Now what is this ophio? And whenever if we come across the word called as ophio, the literal meaning can be the snake over there. For example, if you come across a word called as serpento, even serpento also means the snake over there. So Ophio or Serpento means the same, that's all together the snake. Now worshipping the snake can be generally considered as the Ophiolatry, or for example I can also say it as Serpentolatry also can be said. We have the litholatry. Now what is this litholatry? So whenever I say litho can be the rock or the stone. For example, in our school days we learned the 4 realms of the earth. For example, we have the biosphere where the living things present on the earth. Next we have the lithosphere, that's all together the mountains, rocks, etc. present on this earth, etc. Next we have the hydrosphere, that's all together the water content that is present on this earth. Now we have the atmosphere, that's all together the air and all the other components of air can be generally considered as the 4 realms of the earth. And whenever if we come across a word called as litho means here literally means the rock or the stone over there. Worshipping the rock or the stone. So some people will worship the rock or stone as God. So that can be generally considered as the litholatry over there. Okay. Let's see the next word. We have Plutolatry. Now what is this Pluto? So whenever if you come across a word called as Pluto, the literal meaning would be rich. So latry means worshipping over here. Worshipping rich people. For example, we have the same word plutocracy. Now what is this plutocracy here? So cracy means the government by or rule by. Now here we have the Pluto, that means rich. So government by the rich people. Government by the rich people over here, or the rule by rich people. That can be the plutocracy. So finally, Pluto means rich. Next we have selenocracy, selenolatry. Now what is this seleno? And whenever if you come across the word called as seleno, the literal meaning can be moon over here, and latry can be worship. So worshipping moon. Now there are certain religions where moon would be worshipped over there. That can be the selenolatry. For example, I said selenophile. Now what is this selenophile? Now we know that phile is altogether love and seleno is altogether moon over here. So selenophile is altogether love for the moon. Next, we have hydrophile or hydrolatry. Now hydro can be the water. Now latry can be altogether the worship over here. So worshipping the water. Worshipping water. Now this custom can be seen in all the religions mostly, right? That's altogether hydrolatry. Next we have the pyrolatry. Now what is this pyro? And whenever if you have the word called as pyro, that means fire. Latry, it's altogether worship. So worshipping fire can be altogether pyrolatry. Now for example, I said pyre, pyre, pyro, pyro. Now what is the difference between the both? For example, pyre, pyre is a place where the woods would be placed and a dead body would be placed on that and the body would be burned over there. That can be the pyre. Next we have the pyro. Now what is this pyro? Pyro can be the fire. And in the same format we have the tyre, Tyre. You know what is tyre, right? The wheel that we use for the vehicles and all. So pyre, pyre is where the dead body is kept for burning, and next pyro is fire and tyre is altogether the wheel. Now here pyrolatry is worshipping fire over there. Next we have planetolatry. Now what is this planeto? Planeto is nothing but the planets. So we have the 9 planets over there. Is it true? Now according to astrology, we have the 9 planets. Now we have the worshipping of the planets. So this can be the planetolatry. Okay. We have the next word, androlatry. Now what is this andro? We generally hear andrologist, andrology. So andro means a word pertaining to men or a male person. So andrology is a study of the male sexual organs and all. Andrologist is a doctor who is well versed with the male sexual organs in curing for a particular health issue. Now andro means men, latry means worship over there. That's altogether worshipping men. So in certain customs or in certain traditions, we see the females would be worshipping or praising the male over there. That can be the androlatry over there. Next we have genealogy. Now what is this geneo? For example, whenever if you come across a word called as gynecology or gynecologist, so gyno, it's altogether a female. So gynecology is a person is a study, gynecology is the study of female reproductive organs, etc. and all. And next we have the gynecologist, a person who is well versed with the female sexual organs, etc. That can be the gynecologist over there. Now we have gyneolatry. Now what is this gyneolatry or genealogy? So pronunciation can be anything, but just focus on the spelling over there. So gyneolatry. So gyneo is altogether the female and latry is altogether worship. That's altogether worshipping female. So generally in certain customs and traditions, female are being worshipped over there or praised over there. That can be genealogy or gynolatry altogether. Next we have gerontolatry. Now what is this geronto? So geronto is an important word where geronto means old people. So if any people have crossed 60 or 70 age, they are generally considered as the old people over there. Now gerontolatry, worshipping the age-old people. Worshipping the age-old people, that can be called as generally the gerontolatry. For example, I said gerontocracy. So what is this gerontocracy now? So gerontocracy is if a ruling of a country is being done by an old person, then that country can be generally considered as gerontocratic government over there. Next we have dendrolatry or arbolatry. Now what is this dendro? Dendro can be the trees or the forest. So we have dendrology. Now what is this dendrology? It's altogether study of trees. Study of trees over there, that's called as the dendrology. Now we have worshipping trees can be the literal meaning of dendrolatry over there. And at the same time, arbolatry. Arbo means the trees again over there. Now arbolatry can also be the worshipping the trees over there. So finally, dendrolatry and arbolatry means worshipping the trees over there. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.